February 26, 1959. A search and rescue team in the northern Ural Mountains of the Soviet Union stumbles upon something that makes their blood run cold. They find a tent, half buried in the snow, but it hasn't been crushed by an avalanche. It has been cut open from the inside. Inside the tent, the hikers' belongings are neatly stacked. Boots, warm jackets, maps, and food. But the hikers themselves are gone. Following a trail of footprints down the slope, the searchers find the first bodies. They are frozen solid, nearly a mile from the tent. They are shoeless. Some are in nothing but their underwear. As the snow melts weeks later, the remaining bodies are found with injuries that defy explanation. Crushed skulls, shattered ribs. One hiker is missing her tongue. Another is missing his eyes. There were no witnesses. There were no survivors. And the Soviet government's official explanation was simply a compelling natural force. What actually happened on that mountain? Welcome to the Dyatlov Pass incident. To understand the horror, we first have to understand the people. This wasn't a group of amateurs. The expedition was led by Igor Dyatlov, a 23-year-old radio engineering student and an expert outdoorsman. The group consisted of 10 people in total. They were young, fit, and highly experienced in Grade 3 hiking, the most difficult category at the time. Their goal was to reach Otorten, a mountain about 10 kilometers north. In the local indigenous Mansi language, Otorten translates roughly to, "Don't go there," a grim foreshadowing of what was to come. On February 1st, late in the afternoon, they set up camp on the slope of Kholat Shachel, the Dead Mountain. They ate dinner around 7 p.m. And then the diaries stop. When the search team found the tent weeks later, the clues didn't add up. The footprints showed they walked calmly down the slope. They didn't run. It was an organized retreat into the darkness. But the true nightmare was found 2 months later, further into the woods in a ravine. The last 4 hikers. Unlike the others, these 4 had suffered massive internal trauma. Doctors compared the force required to cause such damage to a car crash. Yet, strangely, there were no external bruises. It was as if they had been crushed by high pressure. Furthermore, strange trace amounts of radiation were found on their clothes. For over 60 years, investigators have tried to piece together this puzzle. Let's look at the main theories. Theory 1 is the avalanche. This suggests a heavy block of snow broke loose and crushed the tent. In a panic, the group cut their way out. But without their boots and jackets, hypothermia killed them. However, the slope was not steep enough for a typical avalanche, and the footprints were found intact. Theory 2 is a military test. Many locals reported seeing glowing orange spheres in the sky that night. Some believe the hikers stumbled upon a secret Soviet weapon test. The blast wave could explain the internal injuries without external marks. The radiation on the clothes supports this. Theory 3 is infrasound. The wind, blowing over the dome shape of the mountain, created a low-frequency hum that humans can't hear but can feel. This causes nausea, dread, and uncontrollable panic, which might explain why they fled the safety of their tent. In 2020, Russian authorities officially concluded that an avalanche was the cause. But for many, this answer isn't enough. It doesn't explain the radiation. It doesn't explain the missing eyes. The Dyatlov Pass incident remains a chilling reminder of how small we are compared to nature. 9 young people went up the mountain looking for adventure, and they found a mystery that has outlived them. What do you think happened? Let me know your theory in the comments below. Thanks for watching.